welcome to another edition of the Verde Valley Experience. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Jennifer Cohen. I am your host. Now this show, we're going to give you, as always, lots of great information. We're going to really push the health information today, as always, but as always, you should have a very healthy dose of fun with that health information. We've got it all going on for you right here in the Verde Valley. Now, unless you've been hiding in the closet for the past year, you've heard about GMOs, genetically modified organisms. And my first guests are here to talk about just that. I'm going to have Michelle and Merle Herrick from the GMO-free Verde Valley. They will be here to educate us about the risks and dangers associated with consuming GMOs and the health benefits of really working and searching out and eating non-GMOs foods. So that's good stuff, so stick around. Don Schaefer from the V-Bar V Ranch will be here and give us the lowdown on the V-Bar V Explorer Days, which will be happening on August 23rd. Can you smell the barbecue? I know I can already. That's good stuff. Great place. And a wild weekend of recreation is anticipated on the 31st annual Demolition Derby, which is going to be happening at the Coconino County Fairgrounds in Flagstaff coming up August 30th and 31st. Now, I will be there as every year. I haven't been there 31 years, but I will be there. It is the most fun you can have. Trust me, you got to go to this thing. The Derby is sponsored by the local Flagstaff Sunrise Lions Club and is part of their annual fundraising event. John Lauer will be here and to fill us in on all the fun that happens during this two-day Demolition Derby event. Great fun. Captain Troy Hoke and Ryan Bigelow from Cottonwood Parks and Rec will be here, and they'll be discussing the free health screenings that are going to be coming up August 29th and 30th. They'll be happening at the Fire Department's Public Safety Building. Lots of good stuff going to be going on there, so keep that in mind. And we'll go hiking in the National Forest with 20-year veteran of search and rescue team member Al Cornel. He'll give us some safety tips on hiking in the Red Rocks and beyond. Good stuff that you're going to need to know, and some stuff you probably didn't know. It was very, very informative. And we'll close out our show with the singer-songwriter Don Whitcher. Now, Don will be live in the studio performing a few original songs on one of my favorite musical instruments of all time, the steel guitar. So we've got good stuff for you, so make sure you stick around. But let's get started. My first guests today are Michelle and Merle Herrick from GMO-free Verde Valley. Thank you guys so much for being here.
You're welcome. Thank you for inviting us.
Yeah, no problem. When I met you guys, I was so excited to have you on the show. I just couldn't wait. So I really do appreciate it. I really appreciate what you're doing as far as educating the public about what genetically modified organisms are and how they affect our health.
Yes, when we moved here, one of the reasons why I started this is because so many people didn't even know what a GMO was.
Right.
And it really surprised me. So that's where we got started. I met with a group of GMO-free leaders in the Arizona area, and I decided I'm going to start an educational group here.
That's wonderful.
And it's just blossoming. It's really great.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yes.
So tell us, give us a short lowdown on what exactly is a genetically modified organism. What does GMO mean?
It stands for genetically modified organism. And what it is, it's when a chemical company like Monsanto, Dow Chemical, Syngenta, which is also a biotech company, they will take a gene from an animal, a mold, a bacteria, a virus, and inject a gene into a whole other species of plant, animal, to make another species.
And why would they do that?
Well, it's certainly not to feed the world, as they want us to believe. But what the plant will do, say as in corn or soy, what it will do is they can withstand the chemicals that these biotech companies make. And it can withstand them so much that the plant won't die. Of course, everything dies around it, but not the plant.
I see.
And the other one is where they inject a Bt virus right into the plant, and so every part of that plant is a pesticide. In fact, the corn is a registered pesticide that you could buy at your grocery store.
Really? Sprinkle it around your garden and now you just have pesticides?
No, the corn itself is a registered pesticide, so people eat it.
Yuck.
Yes.
That sounds awful.
So what I think people need to know is what they're eating.
Yeah.
And I think that is just a really important subject.
Yeah, education is a big part of your goal. I know that your website's wonderful, gmofreeverdevalley.com. Lots of information there. What I really liked is there's a little section in there about how do I know if my food's GMO? You know, can you give us a couple examples of foods that are definitely GMO and maybe some foods that aren't GMO?
Do you want to do that, Merle?
Sure. The main ones are corn and soybeans. And then when you get into the oils, there'd be cottonseed oil, canola oil, and sugar beets are all GMO. And there's a few squashes, like the yellow quickneck squash is GMO.
Really?
That's about it. There's about 7 of them that are GMO.
Right,
They
but
have
they put
patents.
that in everything.
They have several patents. They have 9,000 patents on other ones
Oh,
that haven't happened yet.
wow.
So most of these products are all processed products. You're going to find them in your cereals and your flours and your corns and cornstarch. You know, just all the corn things will be, some of them have GMO in it.
Wow.
And so it takes a little while to educate yourself about shopping, but once you get it down, you can do it. And so we have shopping guides that we give out.
Right.
Also, you can scan that shopping guide on your phone.
Oh, very good.
You can have it right in the store, so you can look up stuff right at the store when you're shopping, which is really
that's nice.
convenient.
That's nice. What are a couple of things that we can buy with confidence that, at least at the moment, they haven't modified?
Most all of your vegetables
Okay.
are not modified.
That's good to know.
The little bit thing different about the vegetables, a lot of vegetables we have coming into this country are irradiated, and people kind of forgot about that. That happened a few years back. In fact, some of the younger people I talk to don't know anything about it. They don't even realize that
Right.
enough foods are irradiated to have a longer shelf life.
That's amazing. Jeez. Now, you guys, besides education, you also sponsor and host movie nights, and you're going to be showing a movie here soon at the Verde Valley Medical Center?
Yes, we are. We're going to be showing GMO OMG. This is a delightful film by a father and filmmaker, Jeffrey Seifert. And it tells about the journey of what his children are eating. It's a great movie for the whole family, very educational, humorous, heartwarming, and we'll be showing that the 24th of August.
24th of August.
At
Great.
4 p.m. at the Verde Valley Medical Center.
Okay. Is there an admission?
No, there's not an admission.
Wow.
We'll definitely accept donations. And what we do as our group is we provide a lot of printed information as well as CDs, books to the public. Many are free of charge.
Awesome.
So what we want to do is to be able to get those, we need donations.
Sure.
You know, one good thing is how wonderful our sponsors in our local area. And by local area, I mean from Sedona to Jerome to Camp Verde to Rimrock. We're all the Verde Valley. We're all doing this for all the communities here.
That's great. Thank you so much for what you guys are doing. I really appreciate it, and you know, they're messing with our food, man. So get yourself to the Verde Valley Medical Center Sunday, August 24th at 4 p.m. to see GMO OMG. That is such a great title. I absolutely love that. And check out GMO-free VerdeValley.com. Amazing website, lots of good stuff. That grocery list that Merle mentioned, a way to check out your grocery items before you buy them, a list of what to avoid and what you want to eat more of, and just loads of information. Make sure you check it out. You can also contact Michelle and Merle through there. And just fill yourself up with information. Absolutely, before you fill up with food. That's kind of how it works these days. Merle and Michelle, thank you so much for joining me. Again, I really appreciate what you guys are doing.
Thank you very much.
GMO free. Thank you so much.
Yes, come and join us.
Yeah, I'm there. And we'll be right back with lots more of the Verde Valley Experience.
The next 30 seconds can save you a lot of money. Just do your laundry in cold and stick to full loads. Auto-sleep your computers. Plug your gadgets in a power strip and switch it off when you're done. Headed out? Turn back your thermostat by 10 degrees. And drive sensibly. The more energy you save, the more money you save. Find other great tips at energysaver.gov.
When the city lights fade, our lights get brighter. When your night needs life, ours comes alive. When you want to do something different, we say, come out and play. Come experience the new Mountain Springs Buffet. All you can eat starting at just $7.
Cliff Castle Casino Hotel, voted #1 casino in Arizona 15 years in a row. If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
And welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. I'm here now with Dave Schaefer. He's from the V-Bar-V Ranch, and we're going to discuss the V-Bar-V's upcoming Explorers Day, Saturday, August 23rd. Dave, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
That's great. And this is, how many times have you done the Explorers Day? What annual is this now?
Boy, I think they started it back in 1998, 97,
Okay.
something like that. It was prior to my getting here, but
That's
yeah, they had
great.
a couple of years before I got here.
Very nice, like 16 some odd years. That's
Yeah,
great.
16,
You're
17
well practiced at it now.
Well,
you
we're
got
getting
that
there.
barbecue down.
we do, we do, yeah.
That's great. Tell us a little bit. It's an annual event that's held every fourth Saturday in August. The public is invited out there to Mahan Park near Happy Jack. And what goes on there?
Well, it's a day of kind of fun activities and education, and we try to keep it really light and friendly. And we bring people in. We try to have an educational program in the morning where people can learn about some of the research going on at the facility, or just something about agricultural in general. Then we have other demonstrations and booths scattered around that people can look at. And if they don't want to listen to the talk, or if they want to walk around and have in between talks and things, we have a pit barbecue lunch. We barbecue beef, and then I'm fortunate to have a ranch manager that is a Dutch oven cook. Has his own chuck wagon, and so he does a Dutch oven cooking demonstration.
Cool.
Makes cobblers for dessert, and this year he's actually going to be doing a demonstration. He makes the most wonderful biscuits that you've ever had, homemade biscuits, and so he's going to do a demonstration on that, and then we usually have another little afternoon program and send everybody home.
That sounds awesome. Information balanced out with food.
Exactly.
You got to have food.
Exactly.
Now, if you've never had anything cooked in cast iron, you are missing out.
Yes.
Let me tell you, it is absolutely the bomb for sure.
Absolutely.
Well, that's great. Now, that's going to be Saturday, August 23rd. It's going to go on from 9:45 until 3. Now, the cool thing is you guys are including lunch and the bus in the registration fee.
Correct.
So if they want to take a bus from Cottonwood, Camp Verde, or Prescott, it's included in the registration fee, which is $15 for students and $30 for adults. Right. And that's just amazing. Lunch, transportation, all wrapped into one, plus all that educational stuff. That's an amazing thing you guys are doing.
Yeah, we try to keep it affordable and educational for everybody and give everybody a chance. And so, that's
great. Very cool. Well, thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Now, for those of us who may not know too terribly much about the V-Bar-V Ranch, can you please explain what's going on there?
Okay. Well, the ranch, as I mentioned, it's part of the Agricultural Experiment Station of the University of Arizona, and it's one of 5 research centers around the state, but we're the only cattle facility or ranch per se. And the university got the ranch back in 1995 as a way of increasing their involvement in upper elevation ecosystems and stuff, and it was an opportunity to study, to do hands-on cattle ranching, just like your everyday Arizona ranchers do. And so it's a fully functional operating cattle ranch, and we try to demonstrate new techniques. We do some research. A lot of it's very applied and basic type research, not so much the lab work per se. Some of that goes on campus with information that we gather. But we focus not only on beef cattle, but also on range issues in terms of range monitoring, watershed issues, wildlife, wildlife livestock interactions, just whatever is in forestry, just a variety of things. It just opens up a lot of opportunities.
Wow, that's great. So it's a working cattle ranch.
Yes.
And is it run by students?
Well, now, we have students involved with it, but because of our proximity to Tucson, I mean, we're 4 hours away, so it's a little difficult to get regular classes up there. We do have students that come, and whenever we're calving our heifers in the spring, we have students that come and help and spend a couple of weekends there learning how to recognize the signs of cows going into labor, how to deal with problems, and then how to take care of the cow and the calf after the cow's given birth. Then we also work have students. So we do a lot of work with the local FFA chapters, Mingus Union, Camp Verde, even some of the schools out of Phoenix and stuff. As we've had students come through the program and go into FFA.
Wow.
Leaders. They bring their students up, and whenever we're branding, vaccinating, doing things where we can use extra hands and stuff, we get those students involved because they're local and easy accessible, and it gives them great experience. And
it gives you extra hands.
Extra hands, and it's a great recruitment tool.
Yeah, wow.
So, yeah.
What kind of cattle do you have there?
Well, we have a variety. We have Hereford is probably makes up about a third of the herd, and then the rest of the herd is comprised of composite cattle. And our research, my area of research focuses on animal breeding genetics, and it's bringing in different breeds of cattle or composite crossbred cattle and evaluating them basically from conception to consumption. And we're looking at the entire life cycle of the animal and using Hereford cattle as our control population because you have to compare against something.
Right. So is composite short for mutt?
Pretty much, yeah. It's an organized crossbreeding system is what it is. Rather than saying mutt, yes. It's basically composite crossbreeding, as they call it, came about by where no one cow fits every environment, and so you can essentially tailor-make a cow to your environment. So specific breeds are known for different weaknesses and strengths, and so you breed those cattle and you complement each other, and hopefully develop an animal that fits your environment.
Very cool. And do you get to name these new breeds?
Well, we have one, I guess, that we've kind of come up with that we didn't really per se, we haven't really developed a whole new one, but one that is relatively unknown is a Waguli. It's a Wagyu crossed with a Thule. It was actually developed in Texas, but we've kind of brought it here and played with it. And the Wagyu is the breed of beef that gives you Kobe beef, the really high marbling beef. And Thule is an African breed that was developed in Africa over 3,000 years of natural selection that's pretty
good and hardy.
Good and hardy. And so combining those two, you can get an animal that tastes good and survives in the Arizona environment.
Perfect. That's great. How many head do you guys have?
Our permit is it's a U.S. Forest Service permit, so it's 71,000 acre ranch, and we can run 550 animal units, and an animal unit is a cow-calf pair. So right now we have about right around 400 head of cows and calves, and then we have about 150 replacement heifers, which are animals that are coming into the herd.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It is.
It's a lot of beef.
It is. Keeps us busy and out of trouble.
I bet.
Yes.
I bet. How fun. How do you manage your herd? Do you use ATVs, trucks, horses?
Yes. All of the above.
There you go.
Yeah. Because I have a small staff. I have just a ranch manager and his son that work there, and a business manager and myself. And so we're kind of small, and so we use ATVs quite a bit just because it's more efficient. It's not the romantic Western way, and we get criticized for that, but it's the most efficient way of doing things for us. And when we get the opportunity, we use horses because we all enjoy to ride.
That's true.
So if the opportunity arises, we do.
That's nice. You got both. Little modern, little cowboy.
Exactly.
They both eat, but only one poops.
Exactly.
So.
Exactly.
Well, this is so cool. This sounds like there's so much more we could talk about. The Viva RV sounds like such an interesting place.
It is.
So you guys got to get yourself there August 23rd. That's a Saturday from 9:45 until 3. Now, if they want some information as far as picking up the bus or to talk about registration fees, who should they contact?
They can contact my business manager, Debbie Pearson, and they can contact her through our website, which is, well, I forgot.
Is that the one I wrote down?
Yes, the one you wrote down.
www.ag.arizona.edu/AES/VBARV.
Yes. Yeah, I didn't want to mess that up. I blanked on it. Or they can call, the number to call is 928-567-6954 and extension 12 will get you to Debbie.
Awesome. Thank you, Dave. I really appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
Dave Schaefer from the Viva RV Ranch, and we'll be right back with lots more of the experience.
When the city lights fade, our lights get brighter. When your night needs life, ours comes alive. When you want to do something different, we say, come out and play. Come experience the new Mountain Springs Buffet, all you can eat starting at just $7.
Cliff Castle Casino Hotel, voted #1 casino in Arizona 15 years in a row. Up, college is hard. Down, those books are heavy.
My sport is football, but my passion is education. So every year I take promising high schoolers on a college tour to show them that higher education means a brighter future. My name is Nnamdi Asamoah. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
You can be a reader, tutor, or mentor too. Take the pledge at liveunited.org/volunteer.
Do you wear this?
Really? Buzz, what's up, man? You left some leaves burning out here.
Yeah, I just came in just for a second.
Come on, man. If it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave. You could torch the whole neighborhood.
It's a good point there, Smokey.
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
And welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. Now tell me, what could be more fun than watching cars smash into each other in a dirt arena? Watching cars smash into each other for charity. But it's going to raise money, of course. That makes it even all the more worthwhile. So I'm here now with John Lahr, and he's from the Flagstaff Sunrise Lions. Now, John, I got to say, you don't look like a guy who would be representing a demolition derby.
Well, but I do. And
you're far too clean and spiffy.
well, that'll change in about 2 weeks. We'll get muddy, down and dirty, and have a great time.
Oh, always, always. Yeah. So that's coming up August 30th and 31st. That's 2 days of family-friendly smash-em-up action.
Labor Day weekend, that's right. Saturday and Sunday, both days, starting at 11 and going until the heats are done at the end of the day.
Right. How many heats are there? There's quite a few.
Usually 5 or 6. It depends on how many cars we have entered. Typically we get 30 to 35 cars, but we're never quite sure. You can enter them the day of the race, so we'll know for sure then. But typically 5 heats or so, and we categorize them: small cars, large cars, SUVs, trucks, powder puff derby, which is always popular.
Yes,
so
and that's the girls, right?
That's correct. Yeah. Yep, and watch out for that one.
Oh, yeah.
There are some real competitors
tough,
in that.
Man.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Last year, there was this little tiny little blonde girl who won her heat. Oh, she was about this big. Her helmet was bigger than she was. So cute, but man, could she drive.
Yeah, they're really talented. Absolutely.
Ooh, yeah. And the cars are so cool with all their different paint jobs and their names, and they're just too much fun. And the way that they're modified is absolutely so cool.
Right.
And there's a lot of actual rules to this. This isn't just like...
It's pretty complicated, actually, yeah. But they're all stripped out, roll cage put in, everything's welded down or chained down so nothing comes loose.
Yeah.
Gas tanks moved so we don't have any problem with fire, and no hitting on the driver's side door. There's a big stop sign there.
That's what the big stop sign is for, which I had actually not seen. I guess back when I was a kid and we always went to the Demolition Derby, there was no stop signs painted on the side. You just had to remember.
We probably hurt some people along the way, so we don't do that anymore. Big stop sign.
That's awesome. I think that's really great. And it's neat because you see the different classes of cars. You got the little teeny little cars, and then you got the trucks, which get out there, and some of them take a little while to die.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's amazing the abuse they can take.
I know.
And the little ones are kind of fun. They're like water bugs or something. So you say, it's a teeny tiny car, it doesn't stand a chance, but they're so nimble that that's where they have the advantage. So it's just a lot of fun.
That is true. And it's last car able to move wins.
Correct. You have to move, even if it's a foot. But if you're the last one that can move a foot, you're the winner in that heat. And then we run the eliminations Saturday, and then Sunday we'll start all over again, but we'll have the grand finale, the main event at the end. First, second, and third prizes. I mean, they're competing for money and trophies.
Money and trophies.
Yeah, although interestingly, a lot of the cars that win money will turn it back over to the Lions for contribution to charity, which is wonderful.
Right. The Lions Club is just an amazing organization. And you guys are focusing primarily on eyes and ear health.
That's correct. Although we contribute to other local charities, both in the county and in the state. So homeless shelters, abuse shelters, those sorts of things. So, but our primary focus, as Lions Club is eyes and hearing.
Yeah, well, the Lions Club International is the world's largest service club. You've got over 1.4 million members.
Correct.
That is
the
amazing.
Largest.
And you do such amazing good stuff with all these different events, raising money for all sorts of different charities.
Right.
Thank you so much for doing that.
Well, in fact, statewide, we run a camp over in Pine Top Lakeside, Camp Tadier, which is not easy for me to pronounce, but it's a Lions Club camp, and it's for underprivileged and disabled children, handicapped, and So again, we support that. All the Lions Club in the state do. It's but what a wonderful cause.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And if anyone wants to get involved or join the Lions Club, should they go to your website?
Go to the website. Yeah. Nearly every town has got a Lions Club, and in fact, Flagstaff has two. And Verde Valley has several as well, very successful. So yeah, it's a fun thing to do. It's a great way to spend some time and feel good about it. So
yeah, do some good for your community.
Do some good.
Absolutely, as a member of the. Now, what does a person have to do to become a member of a Lions Club?
Just fill out an application. We'd love to have you.
Yeah.
And pay the annual dues, which are minimal, quite frankly.
Sure.
And be willing to contribute your time and your efforts, whatever talents you have. And what you don't have, we'll teach you. So,
there you go.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
I've become an expert beer pourer, for instance, over the years.
Right.
I was probably, you won't believe it, but I was never very good at that, but I'm much better now.
There is a knack to pouring beer. There really, really is.
So,
and last year you were mixing margaritas in the mud.
Yeah, and we're going to do that again this year, hopefully without the mud, but we run rain or shine, and that's a good point. So, if it's cloudy outside, come on up anyway and join us, because there will be racing.
Oh, absolutely. Last year it poured cats and dogs, and my daughter and I were out there huddled under our one little umbrella, and it was a blast. I loved the mud and the rain. I thought it added to it.
You deserve a merit badge for that. I'm here to tell you. That was the sloppiest condition we've ever had, and yet the races were fun. They had a great time.
Great fun. Yeah. And just the sportsmanship is also awesome.
Yeah.
And of course the creativity, I have to say. Chopping up the cars. Something I always wanted to do as a kid was do demo derby. My dad said, heck no. Yeah, you're mine. All the money I put into those teeth. So,
good point.
Yeah, really, he had a point. Thanks, Dad. Yeah. But it's the most fun I think you can have outside in the dirt.
Somebody said that it was the most fun you could have standing up. I don't know what that meant, but
standing up, huh? Well, I don't know. I was sitting in the bleachers and you're sitting in the car,
wet.
so All right. But that's going to be happening at the Fort Tuttle County Racetrack. That's up in Flagstaff at Fort Tuttle Park there. Admission is $7 for adults, $5 for parking, and then kids 5 and under are free. So I guess we should say admission is $7, parking is $5, and if you're lucky enough to have a little one who's 5 or under, they're going to get in free, and they're going to love it. And all the money is going to go to the Lions Club's charities, which is focusing on eyes and ears.
Yep, and we have all kinds of food and drink up there: hamburgers, bratwurst, sodas, waters, adult beverages, and
margaritas.
So, yeah, just come on up and have a good time with us. Bring a designated driver if you're going to drink margaritas.
That is true. Bring a crowd. Bring the whole family. It's absolute wonderful family fun. Yep. You guys had a band last year.
We will again this year, absolutely. Yep. Great. So we'll probably have a fire department demonstration where they do rescue vehicle stuff, cut vehicles apart and cool. Save the baby kind of thing. So yeah, there's always something going on. And never a dull moment.
Never a dull moment. I know, and it's a good long day too. It starts at 11 a.m. And when does it usually end? I know it's kind of how long the heat's
4:35-ish. Yeah, it depends on how long the heat's run. You're exactly right. But yeah, still plenty of time to get home in time for supper.
Yeah, absolutely. Covered in mud and grinning from ear to ear.
Right.
When we went last year, it was my daughter's first time, and the first car hit the other one. She goes, "Oh, is that supposed to happen?"
Yes.
I said, "Yeah, that's how it's supposed to work here."
Interesting crashes.
They're supposed to do that, really? It's like, yeah. It's really awesome. Kind of satisfies this primal American urge to crash and smash stuff.
It's fun to see the cars all painted up too. I mean, one of the favorite cars a few years ago was Elvis, all painted in pink with Elvis caricatures all over it. The following year was Disney. So we had Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, the thought being that nobody could possibly back into Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, but that wasn't true.
We'll prove that one wrong.
This year it's going to be Derby Dynasty.
Nice.
So kind of a heavy camouflage scheme with the Duck Dynasty folks.
Too fun.
So,
awesome.
Yeah.
Check out the Lions Club at www.lionsclubs.org or call 928-526-9052. John, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for the invite. My pleasure.
John Lauer. All right, we'll be right back with more Verde Valley Experience, so don't go away. Thank you, sir.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
I've got a job to do today.
I've got a job to do today.
Have a
Your donations to Goodwill fund job training programs right in your community.
Feels good to start fresh, right?
Sure does. And like that, you're a job creator.
When the city lights fade, our lights get brighter. When your night needs life, ours comes alive. When you want to do something different, we say, come out and play. Come experience the new Mountain Springs Buffet. All you can eat starting at just $7.
Cliff Castle Casino Hotel, voted #1 casino in Arizona 15 years in a row.
And welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. My next guests are Captain Troy Hoke of the Cottonwood Fire Department and Ryan Bigelow of Cottonwood Parks and Rec. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. And you're here to talk about something really, really cool, free health screenings.
What's better than free health screenings, right?
Nothing is better than free health screenings.
Health screenings are really important, but free is what makes it really cool and really neat. So we're really proud to be able to, City of Cottonwood, to be able to partner with Northern Arizona Healthcare to be able to provide stuff like this free to all of the community too. Is something we really want to stress, that we want to invite everybody out to this.
Absolutely. Yeah, take charge of your health, get it screened. What kind of screenings are you going to have?
Well, we're going to work on a variety of things. They're going to test your cholesterol, they're going to check you for diabetes, blood pressure, and on top of that, it's going to be a non-fasting stick.
That's really important.
So you don't have to necessarily prep for it. You can eat regularly that day. It will be a quick stick. The testing itself only takes approximately 20 minutes. Now we want to mention that we hope to be really busy that day, so it might take a little bit longer than 20 minutes. But as long as we've got everything rolling, we'll have plenty of other items for people to offer too.
Right, very cool. And that's going to be happening August 29th and 30th from 9 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon. It's going to be held at the Public Safety Building, which is at the Cottonwood Fire Station, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's really great.
Yeah, right across from the rec center, easy to find, easily accessible. So.
And you guys, as the firemen, will be doing hands-on CPR training. Is that correct?
Yes, we'll be providing the CCR, which is a quick process. It'd probably take about 20 to 30 minutes to go through that, review that, and everybody will get a card saying that they have received education in that. And at the same time, we'll be doing follow life and DNRs for anybody that's interested in that.
Wow. Well, that's very good stuff to have on under your belt there. Be able to save a life, and who better to teach it than the firemen? I mean, come on. So that is a really cool thing, and it's sponsored by whom again?
The City of Cottonwood is partnering with Northern Arizona Healthcare. They have actually done these screenings periodically. I know they've done them at the rec center before and other places throughout the community. We were able to get with them, Troy, myself, some human resources representatives, and talk with Northern Arizona Healthcare. They're key in a lot of the things that we're doing at Parks and Recreation. They're big sponsors for the Brian Mickelson Memorial, Looking Good Cottonwood. This is just another thing that they help us with. So they're going to actually be providing the health screenings. Troy has worked really hard with providing some of the other vision, some of the other things, dermatology screenings, the wills and things like that. So we're trying to provide a little bit of something for everybody, but they come in, they do the actual prick, the other things that go along with that. So they're the reason that we're doing this, to be honest with you.
Right. Well, thanks to them, yeah, for sure. And thanks for opening up the Public Safety Building for everybody to come in on those 2 days. In 2 days, I mean, if you can't make it on the 29th, go in on the 30th. It's from 9 to 3. Definitely want to take charge and check your blood pressure and your cholesterol and learn CPR. And it's just an awesome thing for the community. And it's free. Did we mention it's free? It's free.
Can I also mention that we're going to have some chair massage there as well. So if there is a long line, you can always sit, get a little free chair massage. That's a group who's Verde Valley Body Therapy. They're also offering that at the Cottonwood Recreation Center. So we got to put in a plug for those guys. They do a great job. And so in case the lines are long, you have an alternative. You can sit, relax, lower that blood pressure while you're waiting.
That's true. You should take a reading before the chair massage and then after the chair massage. And we can go back and say, what's better than a massage? A free massage. Did we mention it's free? That's amazing. How many people do you usually get to one of these kind of things?
The rec center has hosted one last August, and it was the busiest, according to Northern Arizona Healthcare, that they've ever had in the Verde Valley, anyways. So we have a really nice location. The public safety building is going to be a really nice location. It's very central. We'll be able to promote that from the rec center, go across the street, you know, if you want this kind of stuff. So it'll be easy to do. I would estimate we had 200 people at the last one, and that was just the screening. You know, this is going to be free. Did we say it was free?
I don't know. Did we? It's free.
This is going to be free, and then there's going to be the additional items there, not just the screening. So there's incentive for everybody to come, all ages, all demographics to be there.
That's great. Thank you for bringing notes. I appreciate it.
I need them. Yes.
I need them too, obviously. So, and that's a lot of stuff to think about. But the important thing to remember is August 29th. I hope you get out your calendar. If you haven't already, get it out now. Type it into your iPad, whatever you need to do. August 29th and 30th from 9 to 3 at the Public Safety Building at the Fire Department there in Cottonwood, which is right across the street from the rec center.
From the rec center and the library too. You know, so we're right across from everything. Garrison Park. It's a nice location. Easy to find. Come and join us.
Yeah, absolutely. What's the other notes you got there? Something else going on too?
Oh, you know what? It's funny because it says it's a take note. We're partnering with Northern Arizona Healthcare again, surprise, surprise, to provide some of the doctors will come over to the rec center and do a presentation on various health items. This month will be on August 27th from 5 to 6, Dr. Jeff Arnold will be doing a take note on sleep and if you're losing sleep and how sleep can affect your health. So this is another free, open to the public. You don't have to be a member of the Cottonwood Recreation Center to go. It's just another central location. We have a lot of that traffic in and out anyways. Nice place to market these types of things. And then Dr. Arnold will come in and talk to everybody about, you know, the importance of sleep. Then we have various topics, health-related topics there, where again Northern Arizona Healthcare, Verde Valley Medical Center come in and you know, do what we're all trying to do, and that's help the community get better.
Yeah, well, thank you very much for that, and thanks to Northern Arizona Healthcare, and thank you, Captain Troy. Appreciate that so much, you being here and your service as a fireman, and to all the guys over there at the firehouse. Thank you guys so much for that. And will you be there that day?
Well, of course, yeah, it's free, right?
Well,
I mean, I can't not
go, right?
Yeah, I'll be there. We're also going to send a couple representatives from the Recreation Center who know a little bit more than I do, even about what's going on, because we would like to take the opportunity to plug the rec center. So when these folks, you know, do find out and they get some of those results back, you know, and they're looking for that place to maybe improve, we're going to be able to point them right across the street and let them know where we're at, and then also a little bit more about what they can do at the rec center. You know, it's not just for one demographic, one generation. It's for everybody.
That's true.
There's some workout program. There's some type of machine that can work for everybody.
That's true, and everybody needs to be healthy. Ryan Bigelow from Cottonwood Parks and Rec and Captain Troy Hoke, thank you guys so much for joining me today. Really appreciate it. I will see everybody at the health screening, but don't go away because there's more Verde Valley Experience coming up next. And welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. We're now out here in the beautiful National Forest area surrounding Sedona, and we're here with Al Cornel, who has 20 years experience with the Search and Rescue Unit here. So if there's anybody to talk about hiker safety and what to do if you get in trouble, Al is the man. Al, thank you for joining us.
Okay, my pleasure to be here today.
Thank you. Now we have so much information to throw out there in such a short amount of time, but tell me a couple of the things you cannot leave home without. We know water, we know hat. What else?
Well, you have to think about coming into the woods, the forest, with more than a cavalier attitude. This isn't Disney World. And in fact, let me tell you a story, quickie. I was walking out of the forest one night at sunset, ran into a lady walking in. I said, "You don't have anything with her, where are you going?" And her answer was, "Well, what time do the rangers escort us back out?"
Oh.
This is the kind of attitude we run into with hikers out here.
Huh.
You need to have some basic preparedness, because anything can go wrong. And the biggest thing off the bat is protection. How do you protect yourself? How do you protect yourself from the elements? So that right away, protect yourself from anything out here. Whether it's you have fears that really aren't realistic but are still fears, or you know what you're doing. Either way, you need the same things. Right. You should have a flashlight. You should have something to start a fire. A couple lighters would be wonderful. We all carry garbage bags to wrap up in for shelter. I have a Mylar, a $3 Mylar, they call it an emergency blanket.
Right.
And I have, one night, had to roll up in this Mylar and garbage bag and spend a night in below freezing weather, and it kept me warm.
Wow.
Just some basic things like that to get through to the next day, because remember, 80% of our deaths in the woods are from hypothermia.
Hypothermia, wow.
And then the other deaths, other than falling or drowning, are from heat exhaustion, heat stroke, and you need almost the same things. A garbage bag to put over you to make some shade, like you say, plenty of water. Ability to build a fire. Why would you need a fire at night? Well, if you're afraid of animals, it keeps them away. It's a signal of where you are.
True.
And it sort of ties you to the ground. It makes you feel like, all right, I'm fine. I'm in control of things until tomorrow when help shows up. This fire is really, this is my friend tonight, whether it's winter or summer.
That's true.
Yeah. So protection. And then along with the protection, how do you rig a shelter? You better have a little bit of cordage with you. It'd be nice to have a knife.
Sure.
So some knife, cordage, something, a type of shelter. I have a shelter in my day pack that's made out of, it's just a small, lightweight thing. It's a 5x8 cloth, and I can rig it in about 30 minutes and stay warm with a fire in front of it in a freezing night.
And it's in there?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Well, it wouldn't fit mine. I got to get a bigger bag.
First thing is be prepared to protect yourself.
Right.
And it's body thermal regulation. You have to keep yourself warm at night. And in the heat of the day, you got to keep yourself cool. And of course, plenty of water in the summertime. You shouldn't be out here without a gallon of water if you're going to spend the day out here.
Right.
And it's actually nice to have more than that.
Sure.
I've had a lot of hikes where I've taken a gallon and used it all, and was thinking when I got back, what if something had gone wrong and I needed another 4 hours? I'd have been in big trouble. So a gallon of water is a bare minimum in the summertime. And if you know you're going to be a long time out there, you need more than a gallon for a whole day.
Wow.
I mean, 24 hours.
Yeah, sure.
So, yeah, water is very important. And then the next step past protection is signaling. You get lost and separated out here. It's nice to have a flashlight. It's nice to have your cell phone.
Right.
It's nice to have a whistle and nice to have a mirror. A signal mirror, if you signal an aircraft with a signal mirror, the pilots all know to report the flash. They may not be able to come over and help you, but they will call the local tower and say, look, I was flying by Sedona, I was near Secret Mountain, and somebody was flashing a mirror at me. And they'll immediately call the sheriff's office. Because as you know, in Arizona, sheriffs are responsible for non-urban searches or non-incorporated area searches. And they will immediately notify the authorities that they've seen something like that.
Wow. Well, that sure is good to know. And none of these things are highly specialized that you got to order out of some fancy catalog. You can get these pretty much anywhere, any drugstore, any store at all is going to have those.
You can carry everything you need to stay alive for less than $10 and for less than probably 5 pounds in your pack.
Nice.
It's amazing what you can carry that people don't. It's just shocking what they don't carry.
That's true.
Really.
Huh. I know I always carry snacks. I can throw that out there.
Well, now...
Never go anywhere without snacks.
Yeah, you can start adding. I like to carry a small first aid kit, and it's just a soap dish with things in there that that are common to injuries like thorns and things.
I got those.
Lots of Band-Aids, things like that. I carry a what's called a triangular bandage, but a couple of scarves will do the same thing. And you can isolate a broken arm or a broken clavicle with it. You can isolate a broken ankle or a sprained ankle with it.
Right.
And in fact, there's a method of tying it on your ankle. You can actually walk with a broken ankle if you have to walk out.
Wow.
And I have a friend that had to do that. Had to walk out of the superstitions because no one knew he was in there on a broken ankle. And he did it by using 2 bandanas.
Wow. And that's a good point. Nobody knew he was in there.
That's
Make
right.
sure you tell people where you're going.
Yeah, the 4 deadly sins. Know the weather before you even come out here.
Right.
Be surprised in the wintertime. People come out here and it starts snowing and they look at you like, where'd that come from? It was on the news. It was on the news for days. This storm's coming. A real biggie is not telling somebody what you're doing. So they go in the woods, don't tell anybody, and then no one knows to go look for them. We had a search here some years back. They didn't know the man was missing for 5 days. Wow. And his family in Tucson finally notified the authorities. They found his rental car up here, and he'd been missing for 5 days before they even started looking for him. Wow. Unfortunately, we had to carry him out. He was deceased.
Oh,
he died of hypothermia.
Oh, dear.
So, and the third deadly sin is overestimating what you can do. You'd be amazed how many people come out here, never hiked before. They go up on this mountain over here, Sherman Mountain. We rescued a lady up there 2 weeks ago. First time she's ever hiked in her life. Oh. And she had nothing with her. She was exhausted. She just overestimated what she could do.
Right.
Another rescue was a man, 67, a type 1 diabetic, tried to hike a 22-mile hike in a day.
Oh.
He got halfway through it, and we had to go find him and rescue him, and he didn't bring any meds with him.
Oh, dear.
Really overestimated what he thought he could do. And then the last item is bringing some safety gear.
Sure.
Bring the trash bag, bring some Mylar, a quickie Mylar safety blanket, bring your lighters. Carry 2 lighters. Make sure your cell phone is charged. Bring a flashlight with some extra batteries. Just very simple things like that will keep you alive. And I can't tell you how many people we've rescued very quickly because they had a flashlight or a source of light.
That makes sense. 2
different people flashed us with their cameras in the middle of the night.
Oh.
And they weren't where we thought they were. One woman got us on a cell phone. When we called her, we're not sure where you are. She said, watch. And she opened the door to her cell phone at 3 in the morning, and there she was on a ledge. We were a quarter mile from her.
Wow. Smart lady.
Another man was another place in a deep ravine, and he was talking to us on the cell phone, and all of a sudden we could look down and say, look, see that little light down there? It was a cell phone.
That's amazing. So there you go.
And we
Never
had a
go without
lady
your
we
cell phone.
rescued over here in Boynton. She got our attention using her lighters. She was a smoker, and she was holding her hands up doing this with her lighters.
There you go.
And we saw her.
Great. See, it doesn't take much to be safe when
takes
you're
very
out in
little.
the forest. Al, thank you so much for joining us today. Such an amazing amount of information. Is there a website they can go to that might impart a little more information on that?
I'm sure there's many safety websites. I don't have any in particular, but
there you go.
there's lots
Get
of
out
websites.
there and look.
Yeah, just look. Just say, just go online and look under hiking safety.
There you go.
And all the hiking stores here,
That's true.
that are here. We got a couple of them here in Sedona. They're very forward-leaning in that area.
That's
and they even hold classes. I've done a number of classes for one of them on this kind of thing, hiking safety and things like that.
There you go. See, there's lots of information out there, so get out there, check it out, know before you go. Al Cornel, thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll be right back.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
I've got a job to do today.
I've got a job to do today.
Your donations to Goodwill fund job training programs right in your community.
Feels good to start fresh, right?
Sure does. And like that, you're a job creator.
Well, there's Jesus and Elvis, and I'm living here on borrowed time. Oh, yeah. Bought a town in a rough house, and I'm somewhere on the edge again. Somewhere, baby, on the edge. A cold, cold heart, lying by the side of the road. Well, I need a jump start so I can go. Dead man taking a long, long way around. Yeah. Oh, baby, yeah. Phone booth downtown, I made a call and I'm going a night drive. Oh, yeah. Seas of hope and it's crazy, so crazy here when the sun goes down. Well, I'm a stranger in some strange little town. Walking home tonight by the railroad tracks. Jesus said, count your blessings, but don't look back. And I don't know which way to go. Makes my heart weak. Trouble in mind, baby, and soul. Yeah. Oh, baby, yeah. Said you don't know my name, but heaven's just stood there and lay. Still a long, long way to go. It's a truck driver and a drunk man, and I'm hitching for a fight. Well, on some Saturday night, support a town in a rough house, and I'm here lonely all by myself. It's Jesus and Elvis, baby, and I'm somewhere low on the edge again. Well, I'm somewhere on the edge. Somewhere, baby, on the edge. Well, I'm somewhere on the edge.
Wow, that was exceptional, Don. Thank you. Don Whitcher, everyone, on a fabulous steel lap guitar. That is my favorite musical instrument.
It is beautiful.
That's really great. Now, we've got it out there. You've got a couple of albums out, but we want to see you live. Where are we going to see you when you go out?
Next Saturday, which I forget the date,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to be at My Dobro from 8 to 11. My band, The Busted Nuts.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be at the Farmers Market in Old Town Cottonwood,
Yes.
September 11th, 5 o'clock to 8, I think.
That's great.
Yeah.
Oh, I look forward to hearing you. The whole downtown Cottonwood just comes alive with music. When
Yeah,
the
it's
musicians
beautiful. And
play
we
with
live
the
right
farmers.
next to it, too.
Oh,
We literally live right
you get
there.
to share in that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Tell me a little bit, real quick, about the steel guitar you're playing.
Well, this is a 1946 Rickenbacker steel guitar. And these were very popular back in the 1930s when the very first electric guitar that was ever made was a lap steel, because Hawaiian music was the most popular music in the United States at one point from the 1800s right up through the 40s and stuff. You know, it was influencing American music. So there's a lot of these old steels around.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's so hauntingly beautiful.
It is beautiful.
I absolutely love the steel guitar. Now, you mentioned to me earlier it was a happy outcome of an unpleasant experience.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I had major surgery on this elbow, on the tendons, and that, you know, I was a regular guitar player. I played banjo, I played guitar. That's what I did for many years. Luckily, I did play a little slide guitar, so I knew about this instrument, and I decided I'd get one, and I just love it. I fell in love with it. It's become my main instrument, and it's nothing more beautiful.
It suits you very,
Well, thank you.
very well. It looks challenging to play. How complicated is it to play one?
I use it, you know, I have a lot of these, and I have them on all different tunings. When I go to do a gig, I usually bring 3 with me in case for different things. The main thing is learning to keep your, you know, getting the intonation right. It's like playing a fretless instrument. So being right over the fret. And of course, you can play the blues. Play all kinds of stuff.
That's great.
Country, you know.
Nice. That's wonderful.
It is. It's beautiful, yeah.
And you've written hundreds of songs.
I've written hundreds of songs, and that's kind of how I always started as a musician. I've always just written my own material and played it, and you know, it was lucky enough to get me signed to a record label at one point, and that's been my career as a musician. So.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you're cooking right along now. I'm so glad that we have you here in the Verde Valley.
I'm glad that you guys asked me.
We are so lucky in the Verde Valley. The quality of our musicians around here.
It is. That's one of the reasons that
amazing.
I lived. You know, when I used to do a lot of touring and stuff, I used to come through this area and do a lot of hiking in Sedona, and I loved Cottonwood area, and when I moved here, I could not believe the amount of incredible musicians that are here. It's absolutely amazing. It blows me away. For a small town like this, it's just amazing.
Yeah,
you know?
that is true. That is true. Now, they can check you out on Facebook.
They
You've got
can.
a great Facebook page. It's got lots of information, upcoming gigs, other TV interviews you may have done, and all kinds of things going on. You got to check them out. Don Whitcher at Facebook.com. You got to get out there. Good pictures, too.
Yes,
Good videos.
lots of live photos on there, yeah.
Yeah, you do. You
And
get
videos,
around.
Yep, from YouTube, yeah.
Who's that for your page manager? They're doing a good job.
It's me, actually. So.
What was the name of the last song you just played?
That was called Jesus and Elvis.
I love it.
Yeah,
Who doesn't
and
love
that's
Jesus
one of
and
my
Elvis?
favorite songs. That was on an album that 2004 when I was signed to 94.5 North Records. That album charted in the top of the Americana charts with my band, here I am, the Slant Six Cowboys.
Very cool. Very cool. And the next song that you're going to play, what's that called?
It's called Love Addiction Blues, and I'm playing this for my gal out there because she loves this song.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for
Thank you
being
for having
here.
me.
I really appreciate it. It's just so wonderful to see that wonderful instrument in your lap and to hear
And
you
I got my nice
explain
little
it.
Rickenbacker
And your
amp from
beautiful
Larry's
amp.
Antiques
It's just
there.
wonderful.
Yeah.
And those outfit, you just
Yeah.
so great. I just love this job.
Thank you.
Well, thank you everyone for watching the Verde Valley Experience. Make sure you stick around, listen to more wonderful music from Don Whitcher. Appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Well, I'm all strung out on you, rocking and rolling with these love addiction blues. I put you in my veins to soothe my desires. Every time I'm with you, I get higher and higher. I can't sleep at night, we're sweat and shake. Just need a fix of your love, oh, for my heart's sake. got those love addiction blues, love addiction blues. Every breath I take, oh, depends on you. Well, I've spent weeks trying to kick you, but the Jones always comes, oh, those love addiction blues. We're more strung out on you. Just rocking and rolling with these love addiction blues. Just rocking and rolling with these love addiction blues.